Thank you for being with us. Tell us more about the Kremlin's response.
Right. Well, it's been a very strong response, and that's hardly surprising. This was a comment from Boris Johnson, the British Foreign Secretary, which really goes right to the heart of the Russian political system. Of course, you don't accuse Vladimir Putin and not expect a strong response. We got that from his spokesman, who said that Boris Johnson's comments were both shocking and an unforgivable violation of the diplomatic rules of decency. And let's not forget that his spokesman, also Vladimir Putin's spokesman, yesterday also said that Vladimir Putin will be making the decision personally about what sanctions, countermeasures to take against the UK. So this certainly won't do anything to minimise the diplomatic outfall from this incident in Salisbury.
And this crisis is reaching its peak just days ahead of Sunday's presidential election in Russia. How is it playing out in the Russian media?
Well, we are in the election endgame right now. I mean, these presidential elections are happening on Sunday. What we're seeing on the TV at the moment is really Putin appearing in Crimea, Putin in his stadium, speaking to young voters, that kind of thing. So this has been kind of taken to the second rung of information, if you like. But really, scorn is being put on these accusations, these very strong accusations from the British side that Russia, and indeed now personally Vladimir Putin, is behind the attempted murder of this former spy, Sergei Skripal, and his daughter. There's a lot in the media about the words highly likely or overwhelmingly likely used by top British officials in regard to Russia's potential involvement, possible involvement in this attempted murder. The press here really shredding that to pieces, suggesting, well, highly likely is as good as a perhaps or a shrug of the shoulders or a maybe. So really at the very gist of this, the very core of this is the suggestion that there is no evidence, the facts aren't clear, and at some point, according to officials as well, they say that the UK is going to have to make that evidence clear, and there will be absolutely nothing forthcoming. That's their view.
And might that come perhaps with their opening their investigation, as I mentioned, in the poisoning of the ex-spy's daughter?
Well, that's an interesting move, certainly. I mean, the investigative committee tends to investigate the most serious crimes involving Russia, both inside and outside the country. This investigation that's just been announced, which is going to be carried out into the attempted murder, into Yulia Skripal, who's the 33-year-old daughter who went to visit her dad and former spy Sergei Skripal. Look, it's very difficult to know what this investigation can possibly find. They're going to be carrying this out from Moscow. One of the things that the Kremlin has said is that it's very unhappy that it hasn't been allowed to take part in the British investigation. So what we're likely to see is, if you like, a counter-investigation where the British will announce their results and Russia will be able to provide some different information, different results, which are going to cast doubt on what the British find. That's the most likely scenario here.
Thomas Lowe reporting there from Moscow. Thank you very much for that.